Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. Today we will be reviewing 1991's Nothing But Trouble. This review is for someone named Jake, who is a good person. So the movie stars Chevy Chase as Chris Thorne, and it's got Demi Moore as Diane, and Dan Aykroyd. It was written and directed by Dan Aykroyd, but it also was co-written by Dan Aykroyd's brother, Peter. I believe Peter. Uh, also had John Candy, Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd played the judge and also Bobo, which Bobo was a minor character but kind of funny, yeah. And then John Candy played twins. He played Dennis, and then he also played the twin sister Aldona. Uh, so what it is Chevy Chase is like he puts out papers, you know. But yeah, he meets Demi Moore's character Diane, and he's wealthy. He's throwing a party at his in his penthouse, and he offers for her to come up after they had a brief encounter in the elevator, and then she winds up going and trying to convince him to take her to Atlanta so she can go see someone who scorned her. Let's just say it like that. And then there's this one couple who's like a that Cherry Chase is like a financial advisor or something like that. Well, not couple, they're brother and sister. But they all four go on this trip to Atlanta, but hijinks happens and they wind up going to Valkovania, which is where Dan Aykroyd's character is, who he he's a little bit weird in this movie. But that's just it is for the movie. But he played the judge, and he also played, like I said, Bobo. But so John Candy pulls them over, and I mean, not additionally, for the first, the reason he pulled them over was because they failed to yield at a stop sign at an intersection in a deserted town. Okay, cool. But he wound up taking them to where the judge resides, which happens to be in a junkyard. And yeah, they get told that their court date would be the next day, and they have to stay there for the whole day. And then hijinks and stuff happens, man. I mean, like a lot of funny stuff. But yeah, he so Chevy Chase is pretty much your arrogant, snobbish kind of person, I guess you would say. But he doesn't really see eye to eye with what the judge is trying to say. So, but the judge is stern in his way of saying, "Well, you guys got to stay here until tomorrow anyway." And then, yeah, they wind up getting invited to dinner. I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but it's probably gonna ruin it for people who haven't seen it. But they get invited to dinner with the judge and his family, and enter Aldona. Ooh, John Candy dressed as a woman. Interesting. That's I mean funny, but interesting. Uh, she takes a liking to Chris, which is played by Chevy Chase, and yeah, so Chevy Chase and Demi Moore and the brother and sister are trying to cope with what's going on. And I mean, there's hijinks. It's a lot of different funny stuff happens. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I I do like the dialogue between Chevy Chase and Demi Moore and Dan Aykroyd, and I mean they all play well off of each other. And yeah, John Candy though, like God rest his soul, that dude was a phenomenal actor. And you can't really go wrong with a John Candy movie. I don't care if he's in it for 5 minutes, if he's in it for the whole thing. But yeah, they wind up trying to get away, And funny, like again, funny stuff just ensues. They do have cameos. I think Daniel Baldwin was in it. He played one of the people who also got pulled over, and yeah, his group didn't really. They played alcoholics or people who were drunk and they were going to party or whatever. But yeah, let's just say they didn't have a good day. But this also had a cameo by Digital Underground, which back then in the 90s, Digital Underground was popular. Lo and behold, Tupac Shakur was part of the group in this movie, which was a refreshing thing to see. It's yeah, they sing same song. It's a good song. Then they sing "Here Comes the Bride" or something like that for Chevy Chase. His character is supposed to marry Aldona, John Candy, in a dress, and yeah, Dan Aykroyd. He as the judge, he's got like his nose comes off and his leg comes off and his hair comes off. I mean, it's funny. There's like a lot of just different scenarios that happen in this movie. Like they're going down a slide. It's like Home Alone, but only made for adults. And yeah, really, really like it's yeah, it's a lot more dangerous than Home Alone because in this one you can get 187 if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it's funny. Bobo and Little Debo, double, uh, not allowed in the house. You got to watch the movie to find out why they're not allowed in the house. That's all I'm going to say. But they take a liking to Diane, and Demi Moore, seeing her in a comedy is something different. You're used to seeing her in serious movies and stuff like that, action movies and stuff. But I mean, seeing her in a comedy is good. Now I saw this movie a long time ago when it first came out. I mean, it was a good movie, But yeah, it was made for $45 million on a budget of 45 million, but at the box office it only grossed 8.4 million. So I mean, it took a big loss. I mean, the movie's good. It's a cult classic in my opinion. I think Jake would agree. Uh, but is it the type of movie that you can watch over and over? Some might say yes, some might say no. I mean, I don't know. But it was a good movie. My rating for it is a strong 7, which is good. As long as you're above average, you're good. 5 and above is average. So, all right, so it's good. But yeah, I would say definitely try to watch it. You can get it on Amazon Prime, YouTube. I mean, pretty much anywhere you're streaming, you can get it, or you might be able to find it at your local thrift store or just anywhere that sells physical media. You might be able to find it. Definitely check out Static Tape. They they most definitely will have it. They have everything. Uh, they're out of Muskegon, Michigan, by the way. But yeah, so gets a strong 7, and I definitely do suggest it for at least once or twice, or like once and then put it away and maybe come back to it. But it was a good movie. I did thoroughly enjoy it. So, but yeah, until it's PG-13. The runtime is an hour and 34 minutes. Uh, yeah, that's as far as I am going to go because I don't want to ruin it too much, which I've probably already ruined it a lot. But okay, thanks for joining NC-17 for this movie review. Thank you, Jake, for wanting to have it reviewed. If there's anything else that anyone wants reviewed, just let us know in the comments. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It only helps us grow. We appreciate it. Thank you. Until next time, stay NC-17.